You know, people tell me you want people to interact with your channel, you gotta ask them questions. Well, it doesn't matter if I ask you questions or not, because you guys don't answer the questions. I mean, to be honest, I take the time and the effort to watch a video, to review it for you, so you don't have to go and be like, oh, that movie was crap. Oh, that movie was just downright horrible. I didn't enjoy it. I wish I saw a movie review before I went to see it and spend $12, $15 on it when it could have saved you no time at all, except you watched my review. So here's my question for you today. Because it doesn't matter if you answer it or not, you're not going to answer it. I guarantee it. And even if I ask you for like 10 thumbs up on this video to say, hey, we like this video 10 times, 10 likes, you still won't do it. I freaking guarantee it. I dare you to push that thumbs up like button. I dare you to. So my question for you today is, what would you do to be able to find a sunken ship? If you knew the location, but you had no way of getting there, what would you do to get there, is what I'm asking. Put that in the comments below. Welcome back to another movie review. Today I am reviewing the movie Sahara. That is correct, Sahara, with Matthew McConaughey, Steve Zahn, and Penélope Cruz. Now, let me tell you, the movie starts out with them showing different scenes of different pictures, and you're wondering what the hell's going on. You're confused, you don't really understand. I know, I was the same way too. I didn't understand the very beginning of the movie, but it makes sense after. And so as it goes, you find out about two people who are part of the WHO, who is searching for, who is looking for a plague, as they call it, because something is killing people in Africa and they don't know why. So as it goes, people are trying to stop the WHO, World Health Organization, from curing this problem because they know exactly where it's coming from. They just don't want to deal with it. They just don't want to have to be the people who are like, yeah, you're the ones who are going to jail because you've been contaminating the water. No. So as it goes, these people try to beat up this lady named Ava, who is played by Penélope Cruz, and they take her research and stuff like that so that she can't figure out what's going on. And lo and behold, who comes out is Matthew McConaughey, who is played as Dirk. So Dirk is the one who saves Ava, and she's wondering, what the hell am I doing on the ship? Now, as it goes, Dirk works for a organization with his best friend Al, who is Steve Zahn, who they work for a company called Numa, where they go and get sunken treasures to bring it back to the people. Like in the movie, they find a sunken treasure chest, well, not a treasure chest, but a sunken tomb, like tomb of a dead king from Africa, and they return it back to the people by fixing it up, making it look good and everything. And so that's what Dirk does with Al. And so as it goes, Dirk gets a tip off that there is a sunken Confederate ship. Now, they're wondering what the heck's going on. How is this even possible? Because with this sunken ship, this Confederate ship from 1856, there was five different molds for making coins, for making gold coins, and 4 of them were found, but the 5th one was never found. But his informant got it from a guy who found the 5th coin that they've been looking for. And so he asks his boss, who is the admiral, if he could actually do this. And the factor is, he's like, no. And he's like, well, just give me 3 days, and if I don't find it, I will shut up about it for the rest of my life. I'll never talk about it again. And so the admiral finally says, okay, fine, you can borrow my boat. So he borrows his boat, and lo and behold, they are going to the place they need to go, where they think the treasure is, where the sunken ship is. And the factor is they get 2 passengers they have to bring. Ava and her colleague, who is a doctor, to Mali to investigate what's going on with the source of the water, if there's contaminant in there, or why are this plague spreading across Africa. And so they figure out, so as they're going, they are getting shot at. Because the factor is they don't want people to find out what's going on. So this general guy, he is like, okay, just kill everyone who is part of the World Health Organization and these 3 other guys that are with them, because they're the ones who are taking them, well, took them and dropped them off at a place where they could take a nice car ride about 8 hours to Mali. And so they escape finally, and the way they escape is they have to blow up their ship. I mean, literally, with a cigar. I mean, who comes up with the idea of taking a gas tank and just like cutting the pipeline and let it spew out while you got a burnt cigar, like a lit cigar, and then poof goes everything. And you know, it's Hollywood, so you expected that it's going to go right between 2 bad guy boats and explode at the time, and it does, which they call the Panama, which is they blow up a boat to escape the bad guys. And so they go on their trip to find out what's going on. And finally, you find out that one of the scientists that are with them is finds some red stuff, like this red algae, and it's like weird for Africa having red algae, and they didn't understand why. So he takes a sample back to the boat, to the main yacht where the admiral is, and on that way he has to cross the border. So he has to figure out how he's going to do that, and he does figure out how to cross the border. Not going to tell you how. You got to find out for yourself. But he figures it out. And while Dirk and Al are on their way to go where they have to go, they find out that Ava is in trouble. Okay, Ava's stuck in a well, and she's going to literally die. I mean, literally. And so her colleague gets shot by the general, and the general makes people check down the well, and they were going to shoot some fire rounds, but they didn't. So Dirk comes to the rescue, saves everybody. And as it goes along, they finally get to a town where they figure out that it is controlled by 2 different groups. So you got the general and you got the good guys, okay? The good guys are trying to protect themselves from the general, who is not caring about Africa and not caring about the people, just killing them through nuclear waste, as it is. And so you find out that you got this other guy who is totally wacko, and he's the one who owns the plant of the nuclear waste to get rid of it and all that and stuff like that. And so as it goes, as Dirk and Al get to this town where the good people are, they find, well, Al finds a statue, like a rock, that has what talks about the boat that was lost 150 years ago. And it says that it was next to a structure and that it was just left there. And so they're like, okay, so they go and look for the structure, they find it, but they don't know where the boat is. It could be virtually anywhere, but they find the hidden nuclear plant where they are contaminating the water system, not realizing it. Well, they don't realize it, but they know, the bad guys know that they are contaminating the water. And so finally, as it goes, the general and everybody are at war. So the general is taking everybody out from the nuclear waste plant so that they can go and scour the earth for more or less Al and Dirk, and they can't find them. Finally, they come back. Al and Dirk come back to the plant because right next to the plant is the structure where they say, where the rock formation says that the boat is right there. So they're like, okay, it's got to be there. And lo and behold, who's with them but Penélope Cruz, because she is saved by people, saved by Al and Dirk, who Al goes and gets finds the bomb that this bad guy wants to blow up his plant because he wants it to look like an accident so everyone's dead and everything, so that they can't get to the contaminant and say it was his fault. And so as it goes, you get the general who is flying a helicopter. And so they're like, you know what? We'll just use the bombs. The bombs that you got from the barrel. Well, we're going to use the bombs. So Ava throws the bomb and Al shoots it and poof, smoke. And it stops, like the general's like, I can't see, whatever. So they shoot a second one, a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one. And lo and behold, where do they find? The boat that's filled with sunken treasure, thanks to Thomas Jefferson, who made these little, like, I can't even think of the word right now, but he made like prints where the five coins that are like the print to mass produce them. And so they find it, and lo and behold, the general's still around, and his tanks, the general's tanks are all there. So they're surrounded, well, semicircled, and it's like, well, what the heck? What are we supposed to do? What the heck are we supposed to do? Well, they're like, let's fire this old 150-year-old cannon. And lo and behold, they're like, okay, well, we need to find some gunpowder, and we need to find a cannonball. So they find the cannonball, but the gunpowder is nowhere to be found until Ava drops into a hole where all the treasure is and finds out that a man is holding the gunpowder. So they put the gunpowder into the cannon and they shoot it off. Right when the general is right in their sight, and boom, goes right through the helicopter into the back of the plane, and the general is like, oh crap, like, oh, and then he realizes, like, oh, there's nothing there to be worried about, it's not going off. And then he sees the gunpowder lit, and it's like, oh crap, and he's trying to get out of his seat, and he can't because he's strapped in, and boom, there goes the helicopter, and they cut the snake's head right off. And they're like, okay, why is everyone putting their weapons down? I guess it worked, that you cut the snake's head off and everyone falls into line. Well, lo and behold, behind them you got the good guys who are all surrounding everybody and has weapons on them, and they're like, oh well, we're screwed. So everyone puts their weapon down, and as it goes, they find out and so you got the American government is like, well, was there treasure and all there? Well, they gave it to the good guys who deserve it because lo and behold, it is part of where they live. So the good guys have the treasure, and Dirk and Al say, well, you know, there's really no treasure, and the admiral is like, is talking to the guy who is the representative of the United States in the embassy, and says if there was treasure, then they would be part of the United States, yada yada yada. And the admiral is like, there is no treasure, not one single bit of treasure. Well, lo and behold, there is buttloads. I mean buttloads, millions worth of treasure there. And I mean, the movie is great. I mean, it's action packed. It's great. You find out how they get like. It's just interesting. You have to watch him. Matthew McConaughey in this movie is great. I love him as an actor. He is amazing. You will not be disappointed when it comes to Matthew McConaughey in this movie. So go check it out so that you can actually watch it and you can give your comment. And also, come back. Literally, if you get this far, come back and write in the comments below what you really thought of the movie. If you thought it was crap, then say it was crap. If you thought it was great, it was great. Okay? But literally, write in the comments below, even though I know you're not going to do it because I asked people and you people just don't. So whatever, as it goes. But lo and behold, the movie is great, so go check it out.